This is Matt from Wrestling Unlimited, and welcome to this Q&A. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, children of all ages, the Wrestling Unlimited YouTube channel has been revived here tonight for this Q&A. I believe when I ended the Q&A series a while back, I left off at Q&A 26, so this will be Q&A 27. And if you want a question answered in a future Q&A video, the information to do so is in the description box down below. Go check out the Wrestling Unlimited, the Unlimited Facebook page, as well as our Twitter account, which is at the Unlimited1. Very simple. Follow me on Twitter, like the page, subscribe to this channel, and if you have a question that you would like to ask for a future Q&A video, please do so in any way, shape, or form. We are back, and there's a lot of change coming very, very soon and very, very shortly, but I will get to that at another time. Let's go to this Q&A. We have 3 people that sent in questions, but they are broad enough where this could be a little bit of a longer Q&A. So here we go. We kick off with a phenomenal question. Ryan Klimaszewski asks, do you or have you ever smelt what The Rock was cooking? No. I don't believe I have. That's kind of sad. But I'm pretty sure that if I did smell what The Rock was cooking, it would smell like Rudy Poo candy ass. There you go. Dylan Messerschmidt. Would you ever want to see a roaming championship like the NWA title again? It could work more in the indies. It could definitely increase the value of all of those indie companies because you have this champion that you can tell wants to defend his championship in those said companies, which makes the companies mean a lot more. The companies get a lot more eyes on their product. They add a little bit more value to them, a little bit more stock to them. Why wouldn't it work? Now, in terms of could we ever see it in the WWE, I don't really understand why you can't. Because again, it's more eyeballs on the WWE product, and what is wrong with that? You know, you can give these smaller promotions some sort of a shine, while also putting more shine on the WWE and taking a chance and doing something different. So again, I don't know what the problem with that is. New Day versus the Elite, who wins? I don't recall. I don't really know the Elite, so I'll go New Day. Sure. For Survivor Series, name your ideal teams for all 3 Raw versus SmackDown matches. Well, we've gotten some names already, so that kind of eliminates that. But for that tag team Survivor Series tag team match for Raw, you have to go with the New Day, which they're obviously already members of the team. You got to go Enzo and Cass. You got to go the Club. But past that, maybe Cesaro and Sheamus in there too. In terms of SmackDown, you already have 4 of the 5 teams, so I really don't know who else you can add. In terms of Raw and SmackDown for the women, I wouldn't put Charlotte on the team. I don't know if she's already on it, but I wouldn't put her on there, just like I wouldn't put Becky Lynch on Team SmackDown. I would have the Raw Women's Champion face the SmackDown Women's Champion. What the hell's wrong with that? I know you've seen Charlotte and Becky Lynch a couple of times before, but, it's been a while since that's happened. And this means a lot more because not only are you fighting for yourself, not only are you fighting to see who's the better champion, but you're fighting to see who's the better show and who's the better champion on said show. So it means a lot more. You give it the proper build-up, and that could be a really good match. In terms of the traditional Survivor Series match, the regular Raw versus SmackDown one, again, I don't know. Is there any redeeming factor to scaffold matches? If you like spots, you're going to get them. But that's about it. Why was I the only person in the world who liked Tyler Rex? I did. I liked him. He looked a little unique. He had a different feel to him. What the hell's wrong with that either? Could have had a solid mid-card run. I don't see why. I don't think he's world champion material, but, I like the guy. He worked. Walter Main. Should NXT have all of their takeovers outside of Full Sail? Yes. Especially if you are emphasizing that these takeovers are going to be big shows. What better way to make them big shows than to not cram them into a 400-seat theater and instead put them into a 15, 16, 17,000 seat arena, and eventually, if NXT gets as big as the WWE main roster gets, why not put them in a stadium? Why not try to put them in at least like a soccer stadium or even like a smaller baseball stadium? You don't have to go to a football stadium because the WWE name itself will draw. It gets more eyes on the NXT product. It gets more eyes on the NXT talent. So yeah, I also think that there should be an NXT takeover event before every big show. The night before every big show. There's one before Survivor Series. There's going to be one before WrestleMania. There's going to be another one before SummerSlam. I think that there should be one before the Rumble. And I think that you can add one or two events mixed in there just to have more of a variety. I think it could work tremendously well. Especially if you're marketing them as special events. You got to make them feel like special events instead of just 4, 5, or 6 matches randomly thrown together on an episode of Raw, like pretty much every WWE Raw pay-per-view. Pretty much. Even some SmackDown pay-per-views. Do you think it would be beneficial for WWE to do a crossover event with NJPW? I don't see why not. Again, for the WWE, it gets more eyeballs on their product in a time where they desperately need eyeballs on their product. It gets more American eyes on New Japan Pro Wrestling, which again won't hurt New Japan by any stretch of the imagination. Why the hell not? Even if you did like a month or a couple of months. Even if you did it leading up to a Big Four pay-per-view like a SummerSlam or a Survivor Series. Why not? Maybe have some New Japan talent appear in the Royal Rumble match. Again, why not? Will they get over with a WWE audience is the question. We'll ultimately find out. We've seen how Nakamura gets over. So, you never know. Last question. Is Vicky Guerrero Hall of Fame material? Well, normally I would say the bar is pretty low, considering the people that they have in it, like Sunny. But in terms of Vicky Guerrero, she actually did a lot of good work for the business. She just does not get the credit for it. She was a pretty solid manager. She got the heel heat that she worked for. She was a good heel. People booed her. Every time she appeared on television, people would boo her for sometimes up to a minute, 2 minutes, or even up to 5 minutes straight of just booing her. She did her job really damn well. So again, why the hell not? Especially considering Sonny's in the Hall of Fame, Drew Carey's in the Hall of Fame, Coco Beware's in the Hall of Fame, Donald Trump's in the Hall of Fame. The bar is pretty low right now, where to a point where if you appear on a show, you're pretty much Hall of Fame material. Don't be surprised if in the next few years Jon Stewart and Shaquille O'Neal are inductees into the WWE Hall of Fame. It's not going to be any surprise to me. Thank you for joining us, or me, excuse me, for this edition of the Wrestling Unlimited Q&A. I'll be back Monday for another one. It'll be just a regular old, good old-fashioned wrestling Q&A. It'll go up sometime Monday night. In terms of the future of this channel, there will be an announcement coming in the next couple of days, as well as a major change occurring in a couple of weeks on Thanksgiving Day, and again, I will talk about that in that video. Next week, there's going to be a couple pay-per-view reviews. I'm going to go back and review every single 2016 pay-per-view. I'm not going to review WrestleMania, and I'm not going to review Hell in a Cell because I already did them. Hell in a Cell I did with Anything Goes Show. I will post a link to that in the description box eventually, probably within the next hour of uploading this video, or maybe a little bit longer than that, who knows. But anyway, thank you for joining us. Thanks for the questions. Thanks for the good old fun. Have a nice night.